You ever notice how life does not stop, even when yours just did? You go to the funeral, you cry, you hug people, and then a few days later, you're right back at work, answering emails, talking to people, acting like everything is normal, like nothing happened, even though everything just did. But it's not normal. You just learn how to function without processing what happened. And that's where burnout quietly begins. I'm Cyrus Assar. I run a burnout recovery center, wrote Burned Out but Built for More, and have spent over 25 years leading community impact. The goal is to be better than we are yesterday and apply that every day. Most people don't burn out because they're doing too much. They burn out because they're carrying way too much without ever putting it down. And grief is one of the heaviest things we can all carry. When my dad passed away, I remember going right back to work, telling myself he would have wanted me to keep going. And on the outside, it probably looked like I was handling it all, but I wasn't. I was deeply affected. I just didn't process it. Instead of sitting with what actually happened, and if you're being honest, you might have done the same thing, you didn't process it. You just learned how to move around it. And there was another moment that really put things into perspective for me. I went to my uncle's funeral, and they played a slideshow. Pictures from his life, family moments, memories, everything he had experienced. But what hit me was they took 83 years of someone's entire life and turned it into 4 minutes. And in that moment, I realized how fast life actually goes. Because when you're in it, it feels long. It feels like you have time. It feels like you can keep pushing things off. But when you step back, it is quick. It made me ask myself, what am I really doing with my time? You don't just lose people, you lose time with them. And a lot of us are busy, but we're not really living. And when you stay busy, you keep pushing through without ever processing what's happening. You start missing your own life while you're trying to hold it all together. Because somewhere along the way, we were taught something, that being strong means holding it together, that pushing through is the right thing to do. That stopping means you've fallen behind, so you keep going, even when your mind hasn't really caught up to what's happening. But here's what I had to learn. You can't heal from something you refuse to sit with. And at some point, I had to slow down. I had to actually face it. And for me, that looked like getting a spiritual coach, someone who helped me process my emotions instead of running from them. And over time, something changed. Now when I think about my dad, I smile. I think about good times, not just what I wish I could have done. And I've seen the same pattern with other people. I worked with a man who lost his wife, and he told me he couldn't even drive down the same street as the hospital she passed in. He avoided it completely. At first, that sounds understandable, but what it really was unprocessed grief. So we slowly worked through it, step by step, and over time, he built up the courage to go back. He walked into that hospital and made peace with what happened. And now, when he talks about his wife, he smiles. That's the difference. Not avoiding it, not burying it, processing it. Because when you don't, it doesn't disappear. It shows up somewhere else. Exhaustion, irritability, disconnection, feeling like you're there, but not really there. It's like your body is at work, but part of you never left that moment. And this is where burnout gets misunderstood. People think, I just need rest. I just need a break. I just need a vacation. But rest doesn't fix what was never processed. You're not burned out from what you're doing. You're burned out from what you've been holding on to. Here's the hard truth. Staying strong the whole time can actually make things worse. Because strength without release turns into pressure. And pressure over time turns into burnout. So what does this actually look like? It looks like going through your day but feeling disconnected, snapping at people over small things, not enjoying things like you used to, feeling exhausted even when you rested, and wondering, what's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. You just never got the space to process what happened. So let's make this simple. Acknowledge it. Stop telling yourself you're fine if you're not. Give yourself space. You don't need to disappear, but you need moments where you're not performing. Find somewhere safe to process it, a trusted person, a coach, or even a quiet moment with yourself. Grief needs somewhere to go, not something to hold. Stop measuring yourself by output. You're not behind, you're healing. You didn't move on, you just moved forward without processing. And those are not the same thing. If you've been feeling exhausted, disconnected, or like something just hasn't felt right, ask yourself, what have I not processed? Because sometimes burnout isn't about what you're doing today. It's about what you've been carrying for a long time. And if you've been carrying this quietly, you're not the only one. You are not broken. You just been holding on to more than what you was meant to carry alone. And at some point, you have to give yourself permission to put it down. Because if you don't, your body eventually will. If this resonated with you, comment reset below and I'll send you the burnout check-in workbook. It's a simple way to understand where your burnout is coming from and how to start rebuilding. And if you're new here, this channel is all about helping people who feel overwhelmed, overworked, or stuck find their way back to clarity and energy.